Listen, nobody warned me that growing up meant homework, responsibilities, and realizing that nap time was actually a blessing. Today we're talking about stuff no one warned us about.
Because silence is overrated. I don't think that's fair to us. Like no, like just fall in love with girls.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, no, I didn't ask you to do that. What are you doing?
Please do not nerf me for my handwriting.
My name's Kaiya. You can find me on Instagram.
My name is Shaquon. You can also find me on Instagram. My name is Jayden. You can also find me on Instagram.
So, guys, what are some things no one warned you about?
Well,
Shaquon.
for one, I thought when I was younger, I thought that when I grow up, I'll have more freedom, more time to do whatever I want. But now I realize that is not it. I have much more responsibilities now. Like back in the day, I just had to, take out the garbage. And now, you get to wash, wear, sweep the house. So that I didn't expect that I needed to do all of that. I thought, when I grow up, that's my time. Nobody has to distract me about anything. What about you, Jayden? I agree with Shaquon on the part that I feel that when I grow up, I have more free time on my hands. But I saw that I had to work even harder than before to get a proper job, a money, and a life. Yeah, see that. What about you, Kaiya?
For me, no one warned me about COVID, and I'm sure that's for many others as well. Because I randomly came home one day from school. I'm happy. My mom tells me, no more school, no more life, no more extracurricular activities, nothing. There's a deadly virus killing everyone. Be careful.
I agree with that, but at the time when I first initially got the news, I was a little kid, grade 4, so I was like, oh wow, I had to stay home from school, so I was really, really happy. But then saying, right, after the first 2 weeks, not associated with your friends, because at the time, they didn't implement Zoom right away. You had free period for yourself, they just sent work through different forms of media. So I just did my work. I was like, oh good, I'm good, I need school. But after that 2 weeks, I was like, oh my god, I miss my friends, I miss going out, being at home. At that point started to suck. But then after they implemented Zoom, it felt a little bit better, but not the the feeling of interacting with friends face to face. So that was it.
For me, I was completely fine. I actually loved Zoom. I didn't really like face to face at the time. When I learned we could start going back, I was actually very, very sad. But after a while, I caught on. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I miss some people. And I didn't really have any friends. Only because of Zoom, we stopped being friends. Only like one. So when I started going face to face again, I became friends with them.
To be honest, I missed my friends, right? But when we had the Zoom class, it's like we were still close friends, but we were so silent. It was so silent. You can't hey, what's up? How are you today? You can't communicate. You have to go to the chat silently and talk. I agree with that. But because the teacher's teaching, so not everyone can speak to each other.
Yeah. Speaking of friends, in another episode, I realized they were talking about growing distant. One of the co-hosts talked about that. Did that ever happen to you then or now, Shaquon?
Yeah. Leaving primary to go to high school, my friends and I parted ways. We took different paths because my children went to different secondary schools. One of them came with me, but the other set of friends, I did grow apart from them. I talked to them less and so forth. And it is sad because sometimes, think back, remember the good days with them, kicking back, having fun. Yeah, but I do miss them at time to time. What about you, Jayden? For me, sometimes I kind of remember them, but looking back now, some of them changed. I don't know, talking through it, right? Some of them actually changed. I don't recognize these people anymore. But then I remember that, oh, these are my friends back in primary school. But now, as we've grown and we went into secondary school, everybody split up. I mean, the change. What type of change? The emotional change or a physical change? Well, not emotion. It wasn't an emotional change, right? It was a physical change.
The goatees. I don't get the joke.
Alright. What about you, Kaiya? Did you grow apart from any friends or so? Or you didn't have much friends?
I feel like that's a backhanded comment, but I did have quite a few friends, and I guess you could say I grew apart. Like we meet up every now and then each year, and we're still close, but like I just don't text them, especially since a friend moved away. Like I don't message her anymore, but I still know her. I don't want to say that. I still like speaking to her and stuff, and I'm gonna miss her and stuff like that. And honestly, a lot of the friends like Jayden said did change. No, maybe not physically, but like mentally. They just change and they're no more fun per se. They just care about certain stuff. And like I know, probably all they care about boys now, so I can't really do anything about that.
Right.
Anyways, in the next topic, let's say the worst thing about school for me is group projects because you have to do all the work yourself, which I've dealt with this term like 2 times. What about you, Shaquon? Have you ever done that?
The thing about group work, I do not like it because it's either you do all the work yourself or you do no work. Because most times when you put in a group, there's a group chat made, and the group chat is always made, and no one ever says anything pertaining to the group work. They was talking about some random things, and when you do try to get into the work you have to do, they always say oh, we have so much time and all of that, and then when you realize time's counting down, you just do everything yourself, and then everyone gets the grades. So for me, group projects weren't a thing that I would like to do, and I'm super sad that no one warned me about doing group work. What about you, Jayden?
Group work to me, it wasn't really. I didn't really like it because sometimes, if it's a in class group project, like 5 children could be there for the group project, right? But they could need 6 people, and one person stayed home. But now all of us did it. That person didn't put in any work and still got a grade. I don't think that's fair to us. I don't think that was fair to us.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, for me, honestly, no one warned me that teachers most of the time will be picking the people you get. And honestly, half the time they gave me the worst people. And then afterwards, everyone's, Kai, you're cooked. You're cooked. And then I have to do it by myself. And they end up getting a good grade. And I also get a good grade, but I'm still mad. I have to stay up late after one doing their assignment. And then they'd be like, oh my god, thank you so much. I don't know what happened. My phone died. The bus break down. Oh my gosh. No. A family member died for me. I actually got an excuse one time. They didn't die. I saw their status. Their uncle, they said they died and they weren't dead.
I think for me, I actually like when the teachers put us into groups, because when when we have to pick groups for ourselves per se, I'm just gonna say my friends and I would just talk about random things like who won the IPL yesterday, the Ashes. Did you see how this guy got out? And then we're gonna be straying away, talking about sports and straying away from the topic. But if the teachers pick groups, to me, I don't really get put with so much of my friends. I get put 1 or 2 of them, and then we actually get to stick to the topic than talking about random things.
What Shaquon said reminded me when I pick my group, I pick the entire friend group, right? But we talk about stuff, we go off topic and stuff. But then when it's time to actually focus, we actually focus and get our work done. Now when the teacher puts us in groups, I don't know these people. My classmates, we don't talk to the girls in the class, right? It's a boys versus girls kind of thing, and we don't really talk to the girls in our class. So when you get put in a group with girls, it's your mind gets.
I don't hear that. I don't.
It's your mind gets confused. Yeah, we got friends on both genders, right? But you get confused.
How do you get confused?
I can't explain it.
He's nervous. He's
Are you nervous working with girls?
No. No, but what I'm trying to say is when I'm working with all people in my friend group, it feels weird. I'm being new to something for just one day or something. So I just sit there and quiet, lonely. Yeah.
All the thoughts just disappear.
Me planning before the teacher actually put us into groups. Me planning, I wonder what me and the boys gonna talk about in the friend group. Then I hear the teacher saying,
I'll be picking groups.
And I go oh man, Right.
Honestly, for me, in my friend group, most of us are productive. There's friends that I know I'm gonna pick for school projects, and there's friends they know I'm not gonna pick them because I'll just have too much fun with them. Not that I don't have fun with people in the other group, it's just they're more productive. Let's just say a little smarter, and they'll try. Anyways, we're growing up right now. What are some stuff you didn't expect or were warned about, Shaquon?
Yeah, as I said earlier about the more responsibilities being added on. But the next thing that showed me also in the line of responsibilities, your parents or family members, expect you to do so much more than you did before. So if you, as I said, use the example earlier, like to put the garbage, they might add more responsibility onto these things. Like, you should learn to cook. I don't need to be cooking anymore. You need to learn pickle that pot. You get burnt. That's your negligence. I don't know why you figured that, but that's your negligence. You need to learn to do this. Next thing you need to learn to do that. The shop, if you need something, you will have to go more often because say you're old enough. You don't need to worry about anything. You have to go get to buy the stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Shaquon about like going places by yourself because now our parents are like tired. They're getting older, right? So like, oh, you could do this by yourself. You could do that by yourself. So like,
especially if you have a little sibling too, they all
Yeah.
just
They all
I'm
go by this
tired right
route.
now. Look after your sibling, and then if you don't, Mama, oh, so tired. You're young. What do you have to study?
Yeah.
Situation or something like that.
yeah. I wasn't warned that I like just fall in love with
Girls?
certain-
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh.
like fall in love with sports.
Oh.
What were you thinking?
I was like, oh, so many options. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I think I'll fall in love with sports and other stuff. Yeah, like games and stuff. When I was smaller, I normally used to just play with my toys, but now like sports. Now I'm learning more about sports. Like think about it. When you were 4 or 7 years old, what sports you used to play?
When I was 7, I was a really, really big fan of cricket, and I was following that straight up to
Could
Great.
you play it? Could you play it?
really, really good.
You could all
At that
about
time. At that time, I could have really played cricket. I was
That
so
time.
good at cricket.
that.
Then after getting into high school, the things changed. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, for me, I'm an only child, so when you guys were talking about your siblings, I don't have that responsibility, but my mom, personally, she's in her 30s. I think she's really young, but yes, so she's always saying, I'm getting old, Kaiya, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But like when I was younger, all I did was wash the dishes, and I'm not mad because I don't have to learn to do stuff. No, but she always asks me, why you don't do something? I don't have to ask you to do something, but then when I do something, she's mad at me for doing it and say I didn't ask her. So pick one, please.
Yeah.
I know what you want. I
I've
don't
had
know
that
what you
really
want.
good.
Kaya, I always have to ask you to do something. Then when I do something, no, I didn't ask you to do that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I've
one,
had that
please.
before. I can give an example. Like a time, my mom, I was lying down, and she was like, "You lying down all day. You can see I'm working. Go help sweep out the house, mop out the house." So I was like, "Man," and then I was vexed. So then I went and did it either way. But then around them, I was like, she would tell me about this. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go mop the place. I'm gonna sweep the place. I'm gonna be a good child today. Then I went, sweeping, feeling good about myself. I went mopping up, feeling good about myself. Then she saw and said, "Did I tell you to do this?" I was
Yes.
like, "No, but the other day you told me I didn't tell you to do this. I have people coming over. I was gonna leave it like this, and when I gone away, then I would have, straightened up a little better." It's like, "But mom, you didn't tell me that, you're gonna people over. You would have told me if I didn't do it. You would have told me why you didn't do it. And now that I did do it, she told me why did I do it." So I got a feeling of that.
Yeah, I agree. Cause sometimes like when I'm like making tea in the morning for my breakfast, I like spill Milo on the ground or milk, and like mom gets mad cause like it sticks to the floor.
Yeah.
And so she always tells me to mop it, right? So one day, I was making tea. She didn't get up as yet, right? And I made Milo fall on the ground. So now I went out mopping it. When mommy come in the kitchen, mommy was like, "Why this floor wet?" And I was like, "Mommy, I mopped it." Mommy said, I did not ask you to mop the floor. It's like, Mommy would still ask me anyway. She said, I don't care, I didn't ask you to mop the floor. I said, okay, Mommy. And I went to tell her,
A similar thing happened to me before. And when that happened, she would just say, oh, you think you're growing now. And no, like, she always tell me, grow up. And then when I do something responsible for myself, you're not an adult. Act like a kid. Enjoy your childhood. Which one? Which one? We should always be warned about our parents' mood swings. I don't know. They just come home mad and take it out on you
random days.
for no reason. Even if you want to be the perfect kid, they're mad, so they're gonna take it out on you. You don't think I know you come home from a bad day of work and you think you could torment me? It's not fun.
Me personally, I just get out of their way. Honestly,
I just go in my room.
But if I get out of the way, there's it. I haven't seen you. Don't you see? Like I'm really stressed out. So why are you in here relaxing when I'm having a stress day? So come out, help me out with something. They always hit me with something like that.
Anyways, let's play a game. Forgot the name.
I think we're playing warned or not warned.
Warned.
oh, that's going to be fun.
Cheer up. The white word. The white word.
Okay.
The white word.
I think you have to use. Alright. Okay, first one. Warned or not warned, that homework doesn't stop. You ready?
Yup.
3, 2, 1.
Please do not nerf me for my handwriting.
Say it.
Warned. Warned.
Warned.
Why
Why
did
were
you
you
pick
warned?
There's many adults saying that the work doesn't get easier, actually it's harder. So I can see that I was warned about getting homework or the homework doesn't stop.
What about you, Jayden?
I picked one because when I was small, I used to get like homework like once a week, and I used to like fret about it. Like I was like, oh man, so much homework all the time. And my mom was like, you best be prepared for the homeworks that come in when you go to high school. So yeah, I was.
Why
kinda
did you
warned.
pick warned?
Okay, I picked one because honestly, my lessons teacher and my grade 6 teacher back in the day always gave me a lot of homework. So like the homework in high school doesn't really seem much to me now. So I was pretty warned. Even my mom told me it would be a lot, but I was prepared for it.
Okay, for the second question, warned or not warned, sitting next to the wrong person can ruin your entire average.
Oh, are you ready?
I've been ready.
3, 2, 1.
I was not warned.
I was warned.
I was not warned by who?
My mom. She's like, if you find yourself in the wrong crew, like they're gonna leave you off track. Yeah.
Yo, that.
So I should say I was warned, but didn't follow the warning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I figured out myself. Well, I know about like the crew one, but I didn't know like sitting next to someone back then would like bring my whole average down. But I soon learned it myself, so I always pick who I sit to.
Yeah, now I still associate with my friends, but I do not decide to sit next to them.
For real.
I will talk to them during break, but I will not sit next to them because I know sitting next to them would make me laugh
Yeah.
while the teacher is
Laugh.
talking, so I would not be focusing on school.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's dreadful. Warned or not warned? Having to choose subjects that determine your whole future at the age of 14.
I didn't hear your question. Please repeat.
Having to choose subjects that determine your whole future at 14.
Are you ready?
Even guys.
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
Not warned.
I was warned.
I was warned.
I warned myself honestly. I figured out what I wanted to
I
do.
honestly did
For
not
real,
think
yeah.
it was so important to know at such a young age what subjects you exactly wanted to do. I thought, heading into like form 5 or so, when you have to pick the subjects you want to do for sneaks, and then I thought, oh well, there you'll have to know.
Well, yeah, but I was like warned at the age of 14 because my mom said that in the end I'll still have to pick a subject to like focus on, because when you have to pick, what do you call it again?
Your selectives?
No,
Stream?
streams. Yeah, when you have to go in stream, it's like certain streams like business stream or
There's tech, there's sciences,
But like I want to go in
the
tech.
arts.
I want to go in tech.
Me too. Well,
I'm going in tech and crossing science.
Yeah, but you
Science
see,
and technology.
now for business you'll have to do accounts and all these things. But now, like for tech, you'll have to do TD and
Electric, mechanical tech,
yeah.
For me, honestly, I basically practically warned myself like Jayden. One day I was just picking out the university I want to go to, Harvard and MIT, just saying.
I really want to go MIT.
Me too, but it's so hard to get into.
Yep.
But like, I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna stop trying, and I'm gonna get in case you're watching
And the
this.
brace is Caltech. MIT and the brace.
It's just either Harvard or MIT, and then I was like watching videos to like what I have to do to get in, and I was like, oh, all of these are so young, so I have to start young as well. So I warned myself.
Yeah. And fun fact, I also tried doing an SAT because you need the SATs to get into these colleges. And I couldn't remember exactly, but I remember I had like 100 or so off, and I was like much younger. It was in Form 1, so I think I can do better when the time reaches.
Okay.
Okay, I'll pick the next one. Warned or not warned? Tests happening back to back like a Netflix marathon. Oh, I already. I'm so adult. 3, 2, 1.
Was not warned.
Not
I
warm.
was not warned either.
I was warned like the tests were gonna be harder and so forth, but
Yeah, but I never
And
thought it would be coming
so
like
close. Yeah. like,
Yeah.
tomorrow. You guys have this test.
tomorrow,
So,
one
like,
day, have
study.
like 4 tests in one day.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have the subject, and the teacher would like just come to my class and be like,
Yes,
Guys,
yeah,
that's
that's a
I
loss.
have you for tests.
"Oh my
They do
gosh!"
it a lot. Honestly, I blame the teachers a little bit because they wait so late to give us a test. So like for like entire 2 weeks, or the weeks are filled with tests on tests on tests, and it stresses us.
And they always hit you with it. You need to be prepared. So even if I
Yeah.
come after lunch and
You're
I
supposed
don't
to be
have you,
studying.
you need to be
Yeah,
prepared.
that's what I'm saying.
You need to be studying all the time. But anyways, guys, this is fun. I have a challenge for you guys. Tell us what you weren't warned about. Get loud in the comments with advice for kids like us. Thank you for watching.
Like, follow, share.
And our next episode is the summer bucket list.
Bye.
Bye.